Okay, campaign video number 6, and I guess we're gonna deal with economics. Um, Sometimes what I see on Facebook and the lack of understanding of economics and what the tax code really is. Oh, by the way, it's Monday, August 5th, 2024, and there's a big stock market sell-off going on, and a lot of conversation back and forth about what it regards and what's causing it and so forth and so on. Let me see if I can run through some basics here on economics and see if I can do this in 10 minutes. So you should go to my website, okay? All right, the very, very, very basics. Maynard Keynes, Keynesian economics. Federal government prime to pump. Federal government should take the lead on priming the pump of the economy and the providing of basic programs, and government should take the lead on things that create wealth. All right. Every time the government spends $1, as far as money that they give to businesses and put back into the system and all that, and all these federal programs, that will create $1.45 in it's somewhere between $1.45 and $1.48 depending on which economic model you use. Okay, that will create $1.45, $1.48 in wealth. Okay, actual wealth within the economy. Of course, you have to create that dollar first through the Federal Reserve, and you have to. Then there's interest service payment back to the Federal Reserve for all that. So, and of course, you're paying for an entire government system to administrate that dollar to make sure it gets to businesses and into people's hands and all that. So, this is not effective at all. Every time $1 within the private sector goes into capital investments, is used for in the stock market, capital improvements, any type of action within the economy, and it starts off as a private sector dollar. That dollar will create $4 to $7 of economic activity. Okay, so there's a tremendous difference there. So we have an economy. Our gross domestic product in America is around $26 trillion. All right, we have the largest economy in the world. For the most part, we have the freest open market system. It's nowhere near as free as it used to be. We have the most capitalist system, nowhere near as capitalist as it used to be. So, and it is top-heavy government spending and government administration and government budget that makes our economy less free through over-regulation and proper regulation. I do believe that there should be some level of government regulation, but only to a certain degree. Only as it benefits actual safety and free commerce. And we're way beyond that. We regulate things, and the government sticks its nose into free commerce in ways that just bewilder me, and in ways that are just not constitutional. Back to the economy. Milton Friedman, very famous economist, very well known. Free market capitalism, free enterprise, open market systems. Okay, that the marketplace and individuals should take the lead on economic activity and economic growth. Obviously, this is an economic theory that I find most sound within a free society, and it's what benefits a free society the most. And if left to its own devices, this will dramatically cut down on poverty and all that. So there's also Frederick von Hayek, and to a lesser degree, there is Dr. Louis Kelso, Kelsonian economics, binary economics, an economic theory that is very rarely taught at the collegiate level and definitely not in high schools. So there's other economic theories out there. I encourage you to study them all. So right now, the federal government makes up 20 to 23% of GDP through the federal budget. It's astonishingly large, and it is not sustainable. We are 2 years away from interest payment on debt. The interest service payment on the federal government debt will reach $1 trillion of the budget, and that'll be about 12% of the federal government's budget is just interest payments on the debt. That is a broken model. That is a broken system. That is inflationary. That cannot be sustained, cannot be contained. If we do the following three things, nothing more. Not even what I recommend on my website. Just the following three things. We keep all federal tax rates at their current levels. Okay? We just lock them in. We eliminate all federal tax code loopholes, all of them across the board, for every individual, every group, every corporation, every business, every X, Y, and Z, this, that, and the other thing. Every single loophole. And I'm specifically talking to the liberals out there who don't think that I understand how many loopholes there are about corporations and businesses. Well, I've read more of the tax code than you have. A lot more of the tax code. Look at me. I've read more of the tax code than you have. I worked in international trade for 31 years. I know far more about federal government tax loopholes towards businesses than you do. Because I can already feel the arrows coming back at me. Oh, you just want to eliminate loopholes for individuals and all that. You don't. No. All loopholes need to be eliminated, so we are clear. Look at me. Okay. Then we need to freeze federal government spending at an annual growth rate of 1%. That means the federal government will grow by 1% in budgetary dollars. It's growing by more than that right now every single year, and it is beyond unsustainable. So if we do just those three things, let's review. Lock in the tax rates, federal tax rates that they are right now. Eliminate all federal tax code loopholes and freeze government spending, federal government budgetary dollars at an annual increase of 1%. We do just those three things. Nothing more. America will experience actual economic vitality, actual economic growth. We will have a sustained growth above 4% GDP. We'll even reach 5% GDP at some point. The dollar will be stronger. There will be less inflation because federal government spending will be under control. And that will wash through the economy. By the way, when things happen within the federal government, new policies come in regarding tax code and economics and all that, some of the stuff takes 6 months to 18 months to work its way through the economy, for good and for bad. There are very few things that a president and a Congress can do that hit the economy immediately. Everything takes 6 months to 18 months to wash through the economy. Sometimes it takes years. We have a very complex economy. It is not simple that but if we do just those three things, just those three, America will have economic growth we won't be able to educate people fast enough for all the job creation that'll be out there. And the skilled trades, we need so much skilled trades. So those three things right there will cut down on inflation. Food prices will drop. The price of gas will drop. The price of home construction will drop. The price of durable goods and non-durable goods will go down. Everything will improve. Insurance rates will go down. Okay? Everything will improve. Just those three things. I cannot make that any more clear. So, if you didn't read the title and the details, I'm Chris Dardzinski. I am a member of the U.S. Taxpayers Party in Michigan, and I am a candidate for the 13th Congressional District. There will be at least four candidates now come the general election November 5th. We'll see who the Democrats put up. It'll probably be Shri Thanadar, the current representative, or Mary Waters might defeat him in the primary. That happens tomorrow. We'll see what happens. There will be Martell Blevins running unopposed. He will be the Republican nominee. I have received the nomination of my party 9 days ago. And then there is Christopher Clark of the Libertarian Party. He has recently filed his paperwork. So specifically to the 13th Congressional District voters, you will have at least four of us to choose from. I recommend that you go to my website, www.leadership1776.com. The link is below. Please read everything. Please read the Constitution. I boil everything that I want to work on down to literally two things. Everything as far as policies to protect and preserve the Constitution, which I think starts with getting the federal government back inside the Constitution, a novel idea, and good economics. So if I could boil it all down to just two things that I would work on in Congress, that would be it. Everybody should be on board with that. I mean, if you're a logical, rational, open-minded, free-thinking person, you should be on board with all of that. All of that, it benefits the individual. And what are public officials supposed to do at the federal level? They are supposed to make sure they protect and preserve the Constitution so that your inalienable rights are protected as an individual. I know maybe some of that doesn't matter to people. They think, okay, yeah, what kind of money are you going to bring back to the district? I hear that in my head. I hear it all the time. You know, it's the only thing that matters to people. Okay, what are you going to do for me? Well, what I'm going to do is work on better economics and make sure the federal government keeps its very long tentacles out of your life and out of your household and out of your bedroom. Yeah, I'm being for real. So, in these videos, along with the ones I've been doing live on Facebook, I will give it to you straight, hardcore, raw. I don't pull any punches at all. We live in a democratic socialist country right now. We do not live in an open market system. We live in a mixed economy. That is what America has become. And in the last 50 years, I've seen so many individual rights destroyed and just taken away by governments. This has to stop. So 13th Congressional District, you have at least four choices, and I encourage you to do the research and to work on all four candidates.